Started with an 8, alright. What does he say? Is it I started when the name felt right? Or I started with an 8th, alright? You know what? I need to know. I started with an 8th, alright. Oh my god. An 8th, like weed? I started with an 8th, alright. And then I went and changed my life. What does that mean? He started with an 8th of weed and then he went and changed his life. I mean, kill the game, but what? Surprise, it's not Saturday. Hopefully it's Tuesday by the time you're watching this and not like Wednesday or something. I don't like only uploading once a week. I thought that it was gonna make me like more relaxed, but it's doing the literal opposite. I really wanted to film like a story time video, but I couldn't think of anything. Nothing was coming to me, and then I was like, hold on a minute, Taylor. There's about a 9-month period of your life that you have completely blacked out. Wasn't pregnant. That's not what it was. No, there was a time in 2012 where my mom and I said we wanted to move to Utah. The reason was I used to go to the Little People of America conventions like all the time. Not all the time, I went to like 3 of them. And the first one I ever went to, I met a girl who I became really good friends with. I'd never been friends with another little person before, so it was like really cool to be able to relate to someone in these ways. Long story short, her and I became very close. My mom and her mom became very close. We visited them a couple times, and basically, one of the times we went to go visit them, my mom and I decided we should move here. Basically, let me break it down for you a little bit. So my parents had just recently split up. We were all still living in Delaware. And when my mom and I broke the news to my father that we were gonna just move to Utah, he was like, okay, well then that gives me an excuse to move back to Santa Cruz because Santa Cruz is closer to Utah than Delaware. So that happened. We all relocated. What a process, let me just say. And then there I was in a new state at a new school, new apartment complex. Like I said, we only lived there for about 9 months because my mom and I just like had a mental breakdown because we kind of were going insane. There might be some people that I was friends with in Utah that like watch my videos. Hi! I'm not like trashing Utah or you guys or anything like that. It's just a weird time in my life that I literally forget existed because it was so random and like short-lived. And I don't know if my friend wants her name like out there, so I'm gonna just say her name was Carly. I don't know. This video is just going to be about some of the weird random memories that I do still remember from living there because they are pretty funny. So to put things into perspective, I was about 14. 14-year-old Taylor was something. Is 14 like a preteen, or is a preteen like 12? Because you're not like in the teens yet. Like I know 14 is a teen, but like I still think of 14 as like a preteen queen. You feel me? So I was a preteen queen at 14. Let me set the scene. I was a preteen queen at the age of 14. Bean, ayy, ain't knowing what I seen, but I was a queen, a preteen, 14 bean. Sipping lean. Just kidding. Don't do that. I never did. So I don't know why I said it, it just rhymed. My mom and I lived in this little apartment complex that had a community pool and a little playground. And this complex was tiny. There was 2 buildings, so you'd see the same people like every day. Hardly anyone used the pool, so some days you could go to the pool and just have the whole thing to yourself. The park was like literally just like a play set with sand. It was cool though because it gave like all the neighborhood kids a place to hang out. Just the sense of community was really cool, and I did really like that. But I still didn't really have any friends because all of the kids there were like significantly younger than me, like under the age of 10. Anyway, I remember we would hang out at this park like all the time. It was the place to be. I remember one day we wrote swag in the sand and like took a picture of it and put it on Facebook. First of all, I don't know why we did it. Second of all, we left it there and like waited to see how long it would stay before like the other kids ruined it. But like we made a point to be like, it's a joke though, like we're not being serious, like we're not seriously like thinking it's cool to write swag in the sand, like we're just writing swag in the sand. Swag in the sand, oh my god, love that. That sounds like if I ever do like a series where I like go to the beach, I'll call it Swag in the Sand. Oh my god, that's actually an idea. No, it's not. Deep down in the back of our minds, we were like, this is cute. Like, but like to each other, we were like, haha, it's funny and cringy, right? But if it's funny and cringy, why'd we like take a picture of it and put it on Facebook like we were killing it? I have my literal laptop right next to me. Why don't I just look right now? I started with an 8th, alright. Hey, and then I went and changed my life. Oh my god, I found it. The caption, swag. And then in parentheses, at the park, not the beach. Why don't we just look at pictures? Like, what? Here's me with a damn bird on my shoulder. As you can see, the emo phase was still pretty alive and well. However, while I lived in Utah is when it finally died out and I like got over it. Yeah, like here, like who is she? You know, she has finally risen. Yeah, and then look at this. Like embracing the wavy hair. Since when? Like I hated my natural hair. Oh my god, and even the caption, starting to like my natural hairstyle. Oh my god, when I was all into cooking. Ew, I used to love to cook. I would like spend hours on YouTube finding recipes and then like make them at home and destroy the kitchen. I was obsessed and I like had so much fun with it. Now here I am, will avoid cooking for myself at any cost. I don't know what happened. I really don't. There's me as a zombie. What? Carl. That's a piece of candy that I like molded into a little man and kept him in our freezer. I don't know how long he lasted, but like he thrived for quite a while. But then I think at some point he became deformed, so I just ate him. I'm glad my mom didn't do that to me when I was born. Sorry, that was really dark. Holy shit. Okay, cute. That's like low-key good. Like that's low-key kind of killing it. The mountains in the back. I took that on my webcam. Ooh. Oh my god. And I remember, okay, this is like the stage in my life where like I wanted to be a bad bitch and like was like becoming a teenager. So I was like, this is it, y'all. This is my time to wild out and start to be crazy. So I thought smoking looked cool, right? But I was convinced that if I took a single inhalation of smoke of any sort, I would literally collapse and die because of my breathing problems, and I had just been scared out of it for my entire life. I've still never touched a cigarette, I will say that, but I thought it looked cool, right? So I was like, how do I get the effect and appearance of smoking without like actually damaging my body and breaking the law? Well, there's a thing that children would do. I know that we're not the ones that made this up. Like, this is a thing because we looked up tutorials on the internet where you take Smarties, which I think in other countries they're called other things, but in America, this is what they look like. Some of you already know where I'm going with this, I'm sure. You know, most people would take them just in the package and like crush them up to make them into powder and, you know, leave it in the wrapper and like suck some of it into your mouth and then like blow out the powder, and it would like look like smoke. But we took it up a notch because this didn't give us enough of an effect. So we would buy like a shit ton of Smarties, y'all, and go back to my house, and I would get like a little plastic baggie, and we would crush up like so many Smarties. and put them in the baggies and then put a straw in the baggie, and then that way you could like suck it in the straw and blow it out and you would get more. So it looked like more. And like my mom knew about this and she let us do it. Like she thought it was so dumb and like so dumb and like so ugly and just so stupid, and it was. She would let me do stuff like if it wasn't hurting me but it was stupid, like she would let me do it, but she would make it clear that she thought it was stupid. Which is great. Obviously it's not like smoke, so it doesn't just like evaporate into the air when you blow it out. It's little particles of powder, so like they'll get all over the furniture. So we would go outside to the park with our little plastic baggies and a straw and just, and when people would walk by we had to be like we were actually doing drugs. Because, you know, like if people saw us doing that, they'd probably be concerned, like, what is that? It looked like I had a drug lab going on in my bedroom because oh my god. I think I did it like by myself one day, and I had like this little table in my room, and I like had the Smarties and like had a hammer or something. I think it was like this little tiny hammer, and I was like in my room with this little table with Smarties on it, crushing them with a hammer. Like I was in a factory or something like that. My mom walks in and I'm crushing little Smarties into powder to put in a bag to pretend to smoke. And she just looks at me like it must have looked like a little baby drug lab or something. Oh wow. Man, that was a trip down memory lane for sure. If any of my former Utah pals are watching this video, obviously no hard feelings. I don't know why there would be any hard feelings, but I just don't want it to seem like I'm saying like I lived in Utah and it was trash. Like I can't believe I ever lived there. Like no, it's just funny because it was so random that we moved there. I don't know. But I did meet some really, really cool people. Of course, including Carly. So y'all are great. It's just funny to look back on these things. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and would like more story time type things. And subscribe for new videos at least once a week. I'm gonna try to get back to doing twice a week just because I feel more structured that way, and I don't know, I don't procrastinate as much when I do it twice a week, but also don't be surprised if I miss a day, so. You know, there's a balance. Click the bell to turn your notifications on. Oh, buy my baby face on a shirt. I should have said this in my last video. It would have been perfect because it's literally a picture of my baby face. So like if you were a fan of my last video and want Baby Taylor on a shirt, I already have that and I've had it for like 6 months. So link in the description to do that, and there'll also be a card somewhere here on the screen. They're also on phone cases. I believe there's an iPhone 10 case and an Android case and a regular like iPhone 8 whatever case. There's cases, alright? Alright. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Love you, bye! Started with it ain't alright, and then I went and changed my life. She got money, she just makes it feel model.